Let's visualize your cybersecurity landscape for just a moment. How many Gmail accounts do you have? Do you use SMS multi-factor authentication? How many passwords do you reuse on multiple sites? Is your password a dictionary word? Do you use pins that are your birthday or your phone number? There are a ton of questions that I could ask, and it is likely that your answers to at least one, if not several of these questions are opening you up to the undue risk of falling victim to hackers, phishing attacks, and more. You are not alone in this. I too have been in violation of these key internet best practices, and that's why I'm here to tell you how to fix them, because I've done the same thing. The hacking methods used today are no joke, and they've resulted in hundreds of millions of dollars stolen in cryptocurrency and cash from bank accounts, as well as mountains of emotional suffering from social media impersonation by hackers that result in something far worse than monetary losses in some case, and that is loss of dignity related to social media mishaps. And not all of these methods are as high-tech as you might think, but rather are a result of clever talking and perseverance on the part of the hacker. So today, I'm going to teach you a handful of ways to build up your defenses and how to keep hackers at bay. I rarely ask this, but please stick around until the end of this video because I feel that these minutes you spend here will be worth every single second in helping you protect yourself online. Thank you in advance. Let's dive into it. Number one, if you have not fixed the notorious SIM swap problem, that is the first place that you need to focus your efforts. But first, what is a SIM swap attack? Essentially, a SIM swap attack is where hackers socially engineer your cell service provider into switching your cell service to a SIM card that is in their possession. And then they use that phone to gain access to any services or accounts that you have that can be recovered by SMS or email. This has resulted in huge losses for people in the form of money and cryptocurrency, like a famous case recently where $23 million worth of crypto was stolen off of an exchange just from a SIM swap that helped an attacker get into a Coinbase account and maybe other exchanges. I would argue that this is the most dangerous method around right now for the average person because everyone has a cell phone. How do you protect yourself from this? The first thing you should do is call your cell service provider and set up a 6 to 8 digit PIN that will be required to do anything to your account. Most service providers will do this. Make sure this PIN is not something easy to guess, like your birthday, your birth year, your wife's birthday, your husband's birthday, your phone number, anything easily linked to you. Make sure it's random inside your head. Then, for one extra layer of protection, have the associate mark down on your account that any SIM swaps must be done in store with a show of valid ID. This is inconvenient for you if you ever do need a new SIM card, but it will save you the pain in the event of a hack. You'll have to go into the store, show your ID to make any changes to your account in terms of SIMs. Oh, and by the way, if you own crypto, please store it in a hardware wallet and not on an exchange. That will save you a lot of pain. Number two, next, we need to address the potential ways an attacker could get access to the one type of account that is key to dozens of other accounts, your email. I imagine you probably use a couple email addresses for yourself, and your email is linked to several key services like crypto exchanges, banks, accounts with access to your bank accounts. If an attacker were to get access to your email account, or accounts plural, they can subsequently recover passwords or change passwords to these accounts if proper steps are not taken to protect yourself here. So first, you want to log into every Gmail account that you have. I'm speaking about Gmail because most people use Gmail. Remove all of the backup emails and phone numbers from your account. Trust me on this one. You go to myaccount.google.com, go to the security tab, and then the section that says ways we can verify it's you. Get rid of everything here. Instead of these backup emails or phone numbers, enable two-factor authentication with Google Authenticator's app, or better yet, use a YubiKey hardware device. I will link that below. It's a product that I love and swear by, and I use all the time. Why? Because YubiKey offers various methods of creating one-time secure codes for login that are air-gapped and separate from your internet-connected login device and your accounts. You can set this up on myaccount.google.com, secure account tab, and then a drop-down to manage your two-factor authentication settings. Just in case you lose your Authenticator app or YubiKey, navigate to the backup code section on this same page and handwrite your backup codes in pencil and store them in a safe place just for emergencies. This will allow you, if all else fails, to get back into your account to reset your 2FA at any time. And finally, never ever add a phone or email back as a backup again. These are one-way tickets for a payday for a hacker if they were to get access to one of your emails and subsequently other ones. Of course, you want to do the same thing for any emails that you have that aren't Gmail that may link to other accounts. Remove backup emails and phones. Add 2FA that is not SMS. Text 2FA is not very good. It's actually very insecure. And if these features aren't available, get rid of that email right away and move to an account that can. Move any accounts to your now secure Gmail or to something like ProtonMail. Now, let's move on to number 3, which is another thing that I see all the time and one that I was guilty of big time. Eliminate all unnecessary accounts and public information. This sounds very easy to do, but all too often, we as human beings, when we're searching for the perfect bank, online service, online store, etc., we sign up for accounts at multiple options, multiple different places to see what they're all about, and then we pick the one we like best and just leave the other accounts without deleting them. Or we create that social account on TikTok because everyone's talking about it and we want to see what it's all about, but we forget about it, we don't like it, and we never use it. And then our information's just sitting there on some server. I've been there, but this is bad. This means that you're giving your personal information to several services whom you must now trust to protect it indefinitely. And it's very easy to lose track of who has what information and for how long. If one of these services is hacked, for example, your phone number, address, full name, etc., could be stolen and sold as a tool for hackers to get into other accounts. So how do we fix this? It's actually pretty easy to implement going forward. Instead of signing up for accounts, go on Reddit and ask for people's opinions on these sites or services. Look up reviews and decide which account you want to create with which service instead of creating several and deciding after. I'm a bit nuts, but I do keep now a small log of new accounts that I make and what info that I gave them so that if I stop using it, I can go back and request deletion for that account and I know where my information is at all times. You don't have to go that crazy. I'm a little crazy when it comes to this, but just sharing it in case you're interested. This also goes the same way for information we willingly show off to the world on social media. Think about the last time you made a bank account. You probably had to give security questions like, what is your mother's maiden name? In 1999, this was probably adequate because the average person would have to know you or your mom or both of you to ever know this. But just head over to your mom's public Facebook profile and you will probably find that maiden name glowing like a theater marquee for a hacker to take and try and get into your bank account. You cannot control other people, but what you can do is you can go into your Facebook profile, delete your workplace info, your birthday, etc. All these personal things about you, get rid of them, and you can remove this same info from any place that you can, including unused profiles online like LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn is something people like. I like it, but you don't need personal info on there. This info can be used to socially engineer control of your online accounts and identity if in the wrong hands. This also includes removing any identifying info from your cloud drives like Google Drive, like iCloud, etc. You have your tax return docs scanned on there, your credit card statements, and all these things in the cloud. Ditch them. Put them on an encrypted USB hard drive or put it onto an external hard drive and put it in the cabinet and only use it when you need it. Don't leave it out there for someone to grab. I've left a few cheap options that I use to secure my stuff down below. Really cheap, well worth it. And finally, number 4, I recommend that you use a unique password for every website you use. This sucks if you have to remember every single one of these. And I know so many commenters down below are going to tell me, no way can I remember all these passwords. And I totally get it. I can't either. I personally use a password manager to make this a lot easier. So personally, I use Keeper, which is worth every penny in my book. I've linked Keeper and some other nice options for password management down below. In terms of Keeper, for $20 a year, you can keep all your passwords encrypted and safe online, and you only have to remember one super strong password to get access to all your other passwords stored on Keeper. By the way, speaking of creating strong passwords, here's a great way to create unique passwords that are as unguessable as possible, even using digital tools. First, you take a non-dictionary word, make it up, preferably with a capital and lowercase letter or two in it. Then you add a number, you add a special character, and then you can add a random English word, or better yet, another non-dictionary word. So an easy way to come up with these random non-dictionary words, if you're lacking in the gibberish imagination department, is to use the phonetic spelling of words that you know. Like, for example, spelling obvious like OBVEEUHS. Then you add a special character in for good measure, and you get something like this. That's a good password. It could be improved too by adding another non-English word to the mix. You have all the core components here. You have 10 plus character length, special characters, multiple cases, non-dictionary, no adjacent characters, and it's not that hard to remember. Check. Once you have Keeper or another password manager set up and populated with all your secret secure passwords, you're safe to remove all those passwords that are saved in Chrome, Google, and other services. Please delete them. And one final bonus tip, and this is not financial advice. I am not a professional, nor do I claim to be, but if you have all of your life savings in one bank, or you have all your crypto on one exchange, move your crypto to a hardware wallet and spread your money out a little bit, and make sure you're aligned to a bank that has quality security measures in place. If they don't offer a secure hardware token device for free and non-SMS multi-factor authentication, get rid of them. If they try to convince you that SMS 2FA is secure, please tell them how wrong they are. Overall, find yourself a bank with a good security posture that treats you well and that answers customer service requests quickly and takes hardware security seriously. Now, as always, folks, please do not forget to watch some more of my content if you have some time to do so. I have plenty of videos all about personal information security, protecting yourself online, and the like, which I'll link here on the screen. I thank you very much for all the time that you spend watching my content, guys. Cheers.